There we go. I don't know what happened there, but like I said, I have a new internet service as of Wednesday, and so hopefully this is happening like I hope it's happening, and we'll find out. So here's my card that I want to share with you today. It's a fun fold. I was inspired by a card that Rhonda Wade had done, I don't think earlier this week. Anyway, um, it opens like this. I used the basic border edge dies, and then when you open it, it flips down. And like I was saying, it gives you a lot of space to write a note. The other thing too, and I made this one just a little too short, but I saved this piece that I used from the border dies. And I thought if you wanted to, you could slip that inside like that. And let me grab a card here. I'll show you what I no. I had a sample credit card there and I don't see it now. So let's do this. I have just a business card and you can just you could put your gift certificate in or your gift card in just like that. So just an idea, but let me show you first of all how to make this and then we can talk about the others. And then to close it, this just slips in. Fun, right? All right, so is what you're gonna need. Oh, and then of course, you know me, and the coordinating envelope thing, no naked envelopes. So you're going to need a piece of, and I used thick, basic white cardstock that measures 4 1/4 by 11 inches. And then you score it at 5 1/2. So right on the halfway mark, take your bone folder and give that a really good sharp crease. And then, like I told you, I took the basic border dies. I loved these when I saw them, and I really haven't used them um, as much as I was hoping I would. So here we are. Today is the day. But I took and die cut the edge so it has a little bit of visual interest there. You're going to need a piece of designer series paper that measures 4 by 4 inches. And that we're going to put right here on the front of our card. You're also going to need a piece that measures 4 1/4 by 4 inches. Now, the one thing I want to tell you about this is make sure that when you're cutting, if your designer series paper has a pattern, that the pattern is going the right direction. And I guess the best way I could show that is if I wanted this on the outside, and then see how my trees would be going sideways. So you need to cut it. Um, just make sure that your pattern is going the right way. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here. All right. So then last is the piece for your envelope flap that measures 2 3/4 by 6 inches, and then your envelope. The other thing I've used is the layering circle dies. And I've already die cut those just because it just saves time. And um, I think most of us know how to die cut, but if you don't, go back and check some of my other videos. And I think I even have a special video that just is about die cutting. So you can check for that. All right, let's assemble. I'm going to take my stamp and seal and I'm just going to add. I should have mentioned too, this is the Peaceful Place designer series paper. It's really pretty. Unfortunately, that will be going away. So it's on the last chance items unless it has already sold out. And I didn't look at that this morning in my setup here. I was a little bit busy. So I took that piece that measured 4 1/4 by 4 and I folded it in half. Okay. And then is what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my trio punch. And I'm just going to round my corners. This trio punch is really cool too. And like I said, I have a few things that I was really excited about. And then for whatever reason, when I put them in their place, then I don't use them. So here it is, the trio punch. I'm putting adhesive at the top and the bottom of this piece. And then I'm just going to lay the card base right in that and get my edges of my paper lined up. All right, now I can press it down. So now it's going to look like this. Okay. So let's stamp a little bit here. And being we're using the photopolymer stamps, I am going to bring out my foam pad. And you can use your silicone mat too. And using basic gray ink, I took the trees from this fun Peaceful Deer set. I'm going to be using these. And I want to ink up my trees. And I'm going to do, like they call it a first generation stamping. So 1, and then I'm going to do 2, so that I get just that little shadow of trees. And then I'm going to take the single tree. I guess there's 2 of them, but it's a little bit smaller. And I'm just going to stamp that right over here. So we get this look with just the shadow of the trees, and it builds dimension there. And then I want to take my Stampin' Seal, and I'm just going to adhere that onto my scalloped circle. And that's what's going to form the closure for our card, okay? But before I do that, I want to take those trees that I just did, and I'm going to repeat exactly what I did on the outside. So I've got dark, second generation, and then I'm going to ink up that small tree full strength and put that like so. Isn't that pretty? I just think it's like so peaceful and calming. So I'm going to bring in my Memento ink, and using the Happy Birthday from the Pansy Petal set, I'm going to ink this up, and I'm just going to add my Happy Birthday right there. And then before we're all done, I'm going to flip this over so it's just a single layer. And there's a fun little sentiment in this Peaceful Deer set. Now, this bundle will be going away. It is on the last chance, and it is in stock. So you're going to want to grab this, and it comes with the coordinating punch. And there's going to be a new stamp set coming in the mini catalog in January that coordinates with this punch too, that you won't want to miss out on the bundle price. So check that out, okay? But I want to use this little sentiment that says, and that's what I wanted to say too. The Peaceful Deer set, yes, it's Christmas, but it can be used all throughout the year. So is what I'm putting on this birthday card is wishing you a wonderful year and friendships dear. It's the perfect birthday sentiment, right? So now let's flip this back over. I'm going to add some dimensionals, and I'm going to put it just on the bottom third of our circle. And the reason I'm doing that is, remember, this is the closure for our card. So I'm going to put it all in place. Oh boy, I put them on the wrong side because I had it upside down. Well, let's see if we can still move them. So far, so good. Okay. All right. I'm going to put this right here. And that's what's going to create our closure. And then just to brighten it up and give it a little pizzazz, I'm going to use the gingham ribbon, which, you guys, this is carrying over and I'm so happy. It's one of my favorite ribbons. And I mean, we all know that this black and white, whatever they call it, buffalo plaid is all the rage right now. You see it everywhere. You go into stores, everything's black and white checked or red and black. Okay, I'm going to take a Stampin' Dimensional. No. A glue dot. That's what it's called. And I'm just going to add that to my card like that. So there we have. You can just slip that in for the closure. And the best part about this is it all fits in our basic white medium envelope. So I'm going to add a little bit of Stampin' Seal, or a lot, just to go around the edges. Oops, bad angle here. On the edges, and then one across the middle. And then I just lay this down right below the score line on the flap for the envelope. Flip it over, and then you let the envelope flap be your guide for your mini, or for your snips. Too many things on my brain this morning. All right, so there's our coordinating envelope. And card. I hope you loved today's project. Remember, if you shop with me, and this month, if your order is over, $75, you will receive a new embellishment from the catalog. So that's exciting, and it's a surprise. I don't know what you're going to get, but it'll be a fun embellishment pack from the new catalog. So thank you for joining me. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you next Saturday at 9 o'clock. Bye for now.